If you're on a phone or a tablet right now while you're listening to this episode, go to your app store and download the Couch to Active app. It really is the easiest way to listen to the podcast. Hello, it's Lynn Lindberg here, and it is July 15th. No, it's not. July 16th. August, July 16th. There we go. Oh my goodness. Today, we are going to do an exercise, a mental exercise where you get to coach yourself. We are now, folks, guess how many episodes are we into this podcast? Yeah, 192. We are almost to our 200th Couch to Active episode. And by now, some of us, we're really able to start coaching ourselves a little bit, and that's what we're going to do today. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to give you a scenario, and what I want you to do is pretend that this scenario is happening to your friend, and then I want you to imagine what you would say to your friend to coach them. And what you're going to get out of this is that practice in the idea of if you pretend you're coaching someone else, you can then turn it around and give that advice to yourself. Because a lot of times we give great advice to our friends when our friends don't want it. And we can't necessarily hear the advice of others, but we can take our own advice and turn it around on ourselves, and maybe we can hear it. And so this is called Broken Foot. And you are going to imagine with me that you started the Couch to 5K program. You're on week 2, day 4 of the Couch to Active program. You've been doing this successfully. You've got a long way to go still. You're excited about it. And then you were just walking around the house and you tripped on one of your kids' Legos and rolled your ankle and actually broke your foot in the process. So you didn't even break your foot running or jogging or walking. No, you tripped on a dumb Lego. And now your knee is bruised, your arm is bruised, your ego is bruised, and you have a broken foot. Right when you were just starting to get your active lifestyle going. So this is your friend. They come to you and they say, I am so discouraged and so disappointed. Like, health and fitness is never going to be something that works for me. I just am doomed to be out of shape the rest of my life because, look, I've got a broken foot now. All right, take a moment and ask yourself, what would you tell your friend who's bummed and struggling? What would you say to them to encourage them? Yeah, you might say something like, hey, it's going to be okay. And this just is your reality. And you've got to have compassion for your reality because you can beat yourself up over your injury, but then you have a mental health injury on top of a physical health injury. That's no good. Or you can give yourself compassion knowing that that will actually, to some degree, help your body heal faster. You can do what your doctor and physical therapist is asking you to do to get that foot to heal. And you can be super careful that you don't do what everybody does, which is make the mistake of getting back out there and doing too much too soon, which holds you back and slows everything down. Yeah, that's some pretty solid advice. Now, your friend probably doesn't want advice. Your friend probably just wants a hug and wants you to sympathize with them, right? That's a lot of times what we want. But what if that was you with your broken foot? Could you actually have the wherewithal to coach yourself in that way? Could you have the wherewithal to give yourself the awesome advice without getting stuck in just feeling awful? So today, what I'd like you to do is think about a situation that you have that you're stuck on, and imagine it was somebody else sitting on the couch across from you, and give that somebody else the advice just pretend they want your advice, right? Your imaginary friend wants your advice. Give them that advice. It'll probably be good. And then turn it around on yourself and say, okay, now can I follow my own advice? So in my personal life, what's happening right now is just with, Corona and being locked in and being such a huge extrovert. Oh, see, I even use the word locked in. I'm not locked in anywhere, but it feels that way. I'm struggling a little bit more with energy and motivation because of the energy depletion. And so my own good advice that I gave my imaginary friend is, hey, you might not be feeling it. So this is one of the times, Lynn, you've got to just force yourself to get out there and get started. And then the magic will happen. So that's what I've been doing. That's what I'm going to do today after I get this podcast out to you, is just force myself to get out there and then see what happens. And usually once you get going, it's pretty good. Alrighty, friends, have a great Thursday. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye now. Head on over to couch2active.com. Check out what the freebie is on the front page. And did you know that in one meeting, I can get you dialed in to a month's worth of exercise? Check it out on couch2active.com.